Well, hi, everybody. It's Marty Mangello here again. And we were just filming and we got knocked off the air with a huge thunderstorm. Oh, my goodness gracious. Just absolute insanity. The flickering lights, the lightning, everything in the trees. And then all of a sudden, all the internet across 3 continents went down. So sorry about that. We are going to try again, guys, with the Goodbye, I Love You show. Thank you for joining us again. Well, that's right. Welcome to another episode. Right now, we have Hazel Herrington. Hazel, are you pumped up yet with 1 or 2 coffees in you from Australia?
Absolutely, and so excited to be on the Goodbye, I Love You show. And Patty, this is an amazing idea, and I can't wait to share my ideas as well and opinions on this show.
Yep, and it does sound like Hazel is a bit more peppy. So
yeah, I mean it's very early in the morning.
40 minutes ago, she was not this peppy.
Yeah.
Patty, up in New York, how are you feeling today?
Super fantastic. Happy to be up and going and counting my blessings. Thank you, Marty. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been up, of course, quite a while. Like you, we're both on Eastern Daylight Time. I was corrected the other day. Please stop using EST. It's now EDT. So we're on those summer hours. We change our thing. It's called EDT now. It's very confusing for friends like Hazel from Lady Asia Power and owner of Herrington Publications Worldwide in Australia. She's like, Martin, how can you have a different time zone now? I'm like, well, it's called EDT for 6 months. Then we'll be back to EST. So a little bit silly, but anyway, I'm happy to be here and showcasing, of course, the Goodbye, I Love You show today. We would be remiss if I didn't mention a dear friend of the family who worked in our restaurant, Ryan. We call him Ryan the Pirate. Ooh, I heard another boom. Get ready for the whole thing to go down again. We're going to give up and try another.
Wow.
I think that's Ryan trying to say, hey, how are you, Marty? Thanks for thinking of me.
It may be every time I mention his name. Hazel, did you hear that boom?
Yeah, it's very loud.
Okay. So, Ryan.
But Patty and Martin, this is exactly what we're talking about, the unexpected events.
Exactly.
And to be prepared.
Exactly.
We love Ryan the Pirate. He worked in our restaurant for 2004 and 2005. He was our sword master. He would do live shows in the middle of the restaurant every hour. And generally, when the lights went down, we would warn people the arguing would start or a fist fight. And then the chairs would be moved out of the way. The fighting show would begin with Ryan. So super appreciative of having him in my life for a short while. I wanted to mention him today on the Goodbye, I Love You show. I know he's listening to me right now. I know there's a lot of people in pain. And Patty, can you tell us, as the sponsor of the show, how Miss You, Graham, kind of helps people through this and what to do?
Yeah, so, coping comes in all shapes and sizes, but the truth is you can't measure it. And, it's really a hard process. And Mr. Graham is the perfect platform to start creating a space that you can transform those feelings. And through creative writing, by sharing the way you feel or paying an actual tribute to that person, because everybody has a legacy, and if you love somebody, there's something good to remember instead of just being paralyzed in pain, and also in the event of the actual death. How about taking it now to a transformational level for yourself and for their sake name, to remember them in the finest of spirits, in their legacy, in the good memories, and things that we remember about them, as well as things we are feeling. And this platform also has a private setting, so if you want to use it as a journal. And this is not a platform where you're going to start having, oh, I have this many followings. There's no such thing as having followings on Instagram. It's because it's for personal growth and well-being, and it's for remembering those people, because everyone wants to be remembered. And you can create chat rooms and invite people that you are contacts with to comment, and you could share across other forms of social media, and there you could have more of a following if that's what you're looking for, and you want to share the memorial you might have posted or seen. But this is for legacy leaving. And while you are living your dash, because everyone has one, you are also leaving your own legacy in the meantime. And again, like Marty said before, and Hazel said before, this is one guarantee. And it's a little bit disruptive, but this is a new era. Let's not hide in the closet and get paralyzed. Let's shine light on our life and on those that have transitioned and passed on. Let's remember those good times, because it's so easy to go right back to that day that you heard the bad news. It's so, it's easy to do that, and it's hard to get out of it. And this is a place that we create a transformation for ourselves, and also in legacy of those that have transitioned.
I think we have a short video about it as well that we can roll.
Did you ever miss someone who has passed away? Now there's Missugram app, giving people a brand new way to tribute the lives of deceased loved ones, or simply remember tender memories. This exclusive app is a user-friendly social media platform, giving people everywhere a respectable and comfortable place to create private or public memoriams. Missugram has additional features like chat rooms and links to deceased databases and inspirational quotes. Users can also comment and connect on public posts. Join us and keep memories alive forever. Everyone wants to be remembered. For more details and download on the Google Play or Apple App Store, visit miss-u-gram.com.
That's right, miss-u-gram.com. Also, Hazel, do we have any mentions in the family for this particular show? I know your auntie had passed away. Did you want to memorialize her at all? Are you ready at this time? Or
Absolutely. And just before the show, I was speaking to Patty about unforgiveness. And it is an amazing story that I have. My ex-partner's grandfather, he didn't speak to his brother for almost 10 years. And when his brother was passing away, he went to the hospital and just sat next to him, said nothing, and watched his brother pass away. And here's the thing, Martin, is that this digital legacy that we would like to leave for our family members, that's what the Goodbye Love You show is all about. It will help people to say those words that they can't express, those feelings that they can't express. I am sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I find that there's a lot of people that are misunderstood. A lot of people that they're so bitter, and it's so hard for them to express their feelings and just to say, I'm sorry. So I love this show. I love this app that Patty has created, because it will create a bridge, connect relationships, rebuild relationships, even in death. And so I just wanted to share that before I started speaking about my aunt. And COVID-19 has, besides the the stress, the emotional stress with so many people committing suicide because of their finances, going haywire. This is also an amazing opportunity for people to leave a digital legacy. My aunt passed away in Africa. My mom couldn't go and see her during her last moments, and I'm just so sad that this whole company and app, that I didn't get to know about it earlier, and I could have helped my mom and my aunts, in leaving an amazing digital legacy.
Well, absolutely. A great testament to people. I had a neighbor, I won't say which direction, but they went out for a ride, and the one has passed away. They went out for a ride, and she said, "Oh, well, Edith, we'll ride in your car." She said, "No, we'll go in my car." She said, "All right, so we'll go in my car." So she went, and somebody hit them in a huge accident. And so then they were like, well, talking to their mom, "You should maybe make a claim, Mom." She's like, "But I'm fine. Her car's destroyed, but I'm fine." "Well, you can make a claim, Mom, through your insurance policy." She's like, "But for what reason? It's my best friend." So they convinced her to do this for something, I don't know, $20,000 or $30,000 for the accident. Well, they didn't talk for 20 years. And on the day of her deathbed, because she used to call at all hours of the night with the nurse, "I want Martin over here." I could hear the yelling in the phone. 94 years old. "I want Martin to lift me up." I'm coming over. I'm coming over. I would go over. The nurse would be there. I don't know. I'm like, "You don't need to know what to do with her. Where is she?" "She's in the corner." I'm like, "Let me go over there. This is how you lift her up underneath the arm sockets. You don't grab her arms and pull her up. You'll rip them out of the body. That's why she likes me to lift her up." Well, this went on for a couple of years. As my wife would say, this went on for a couple of years. So, this, right, Patty? DIS. I get my fun up around here. This and that. On the day of her deathbed, Hazel, she was yelling for Ethel to come over.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
she come over, and they talked, and she died later on that day. But they had not talked or anything for 20 years. So how crazy is that?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to talk, we do also have a licensed private investigator, Antoine Thomas, licensed private investigator that works with the Goodbye I Love You show. If you need that type of help, or you want to utilize Patty's app to talk to somebody that is already gone or memorialize them. And Patty, can you tell us about the website and the address?
Yes. So our website is missyougraham.com, and that is with hyphens. But if you forget to put the hyphens, you'll still find us, because we do come up first page on Google, which I'm glad, because you know what? This is a public service. It is free. It's available. The app is available on the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store for mobile and tablet devices. And we are expanding the development. We are a Prosper for Purpose company. I am also a Red Cross volunteer, because they were there during hard times when we were a Sandy victim in our hair salon. And, my clients are the ones that inspired me to create Miss You Graham. And then when Red Cross was there for our salon, when we were 5 feet underwater, I said, you know what? These people made such a difference. I want to help in that. And it's just a perfect synergy. And here now, working with you guys, it's just, it's just like the wave of wellness. And that's the new era. I think people are finally taking a stand and doing self-love, and also paying it forward and giving love. And that's what it's all about. And I'm really happy to work with people like you.
Yeah, well, I see it's still lightning out there. And let me tell Antoine Thomas that we're talking about him here on WhatsApp. Yeah, because he's just sending me a note on WhatsApp, talking about you now. Oh, I'm sorry.
Closure. And closure, like you said, hiring Antoine, because like sometimes you just need that closure for healing. It's different for everybody. That's the process of grieving, but closure for anything is so essential for your wellness, for your mental wellness. So this show really provides that space to be able to have closure in saying I'm sorry, in saying goodbye. There really is, it's priceless to be able to get that off your chest.
And that's one of the services Antoine also does for the Goodbye I Love You show. If people are trying to find family, they're trying to find their father or their real birth mother, or any number of these case files or situations in privacy, you can talk with a private investigator. Hopefully we'll get a commercial out of him here shortly and be able to put that up. Let me just say, when we come back, guys, here in a second, I'm going to pop on a couple of commercials. We're going to take a look at the website, the Instagram website. I would like to hand this to Patty and have her drive through a little bit and show us what's going on. Will that be good for you, Patty?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we'll see you right back in a second.
Did you know that at least half of the world's population still does not have access to essential health services? One of the biggest problems in developing countries is the lack of medical monitoring devices. We have a solution. Kipuwex. Kipuwex is an easily attachable, lightweight IOMT device which continuously measures all the clinically relevant biomarkers vital to the assessment of your health. Kipuwex uses smart algorithms to provide efficiently reliable measurements for healthcare professionals. The biomarkers can be monitored remotely, anywhere and at any time, with a mobile and web application. Kipuwex is not limited by physical infrastructure and is suitable for professional use and in the future for home users as well. A simple user interface will let you choose which biomarkers you want to view and displays them on easy-to-read graphs. We here at Kipuwex want to combat healthcare inequality and help millions of people around the world.
Well, we're back again. This is Marty Mangello with our guests, Patty Freudenberg from New York and Hazel Herrington from Australia. Another great medical company, Kipuwex, with Tita Cote and Marco. What a great guy. You want to talk about a real man, Marco Hoynola. Fantastic guy. Patty, I'm going to bring up your site here by sharing le screen. And I've got actually the front page here. So this is missugram.com.
Yes.
.com.
And you know what? apologies, my Google link, because we just became live on Google recently, and the Google link on the front page, I think, is missing, but you could go to the menu button and then go to Miss You Graham app, and you should be able to find it there. But I will be putting that up any, second now.
Sure. Well, there it is when you miss someone who has passed away. So you guys have a little bit different mission than the show. So that's what I like about the collaboration of the two shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got some screenshots here. And what are all these links over on the right?
Okay, so there's a few different links, but there's one specifically called Legacy Leaves. There's the Amazon links because I'm an Amazon influencer. So I like to promote things that are for your well-being. It's not necessarily limited just to leaving. It's just things that can make you grow in a wellness sort of way. But also lifestyle recommendations. Hey, some people find a hammock good for your wellness, so go buy a hammock. So I recommend things, but also I recommend books and spirituality, but also grievance gifts. So a lot of affiliates, but I am also partners with Legacy Leaves, which is in that little menu, side menu up there on the top right. It should be Legacy Leaves, yes. And I am becoming a death doula, and yes, this is it. And they are all. They offer everything. We offer everything because I'm partners with. They offer everything with planning your death, funerals, hospice care, spiritual enlightenment, helping you grieve before, after, during. Even if you want to plan your future wishes. So a lot of offerings we have, and I will be doing private consultations, but right now my calendar is filled, so I don't have any open availability. But yes, I will be doing death doulas for inspiring people, telecommunication-wise, through a telehealth system. But yes, I'm very happy to partner with Dr. Maria, is the owner of Legacy Leaves.
Wow, that is some heavy stuff. Let me tell you, end-of-life planning. I know that's been very popular in the attorney's offices. If you want to leave a video.
Nobody wants to talk about it. It's one of those things that, again, it's disruptive. But it's something new comes out of something. Once it's a good feeling. Like I started doing my wills and testaments and what I want and how you want to be buried, because this causes conflict at the time of death, and you don't need more conflict when somebody dies. Families argue over all this. I want to be cremated. No, I want it. I heard her say she wanted this. I heard them say they wanted that. You really have to be mindful to respect the person who passed away's wishes, and it's important. It's up to you to do that, because I don't think people really plan to say, oh, yes, good day to die, and obviously those people who take their life, that's unfortunate. But even in that case, everybody should have a will and testament. What can I tell you? And of course, I'm not licensed in the medical field, so I can't speak on that type of mental wellness. But no matter what your state of mind is, you need to plan ahead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm not a medical professional either, so there's my disclaimer. I'm not licensed to give advice. Neither am I insured or an expert at it. So I often remind people, even when I'm talking with them, I felt like I talked somebody out of taking themselves out a few weeks ago and got them into the VA with expert care. But I had to tell them a couple of times on the phone, I'm not an expert at this. I'm probably saying the wrong things. And it was a lady, so it was like, I'm probably really saying the wrong things, because women like to just talk, and men are very solution oriented and want to try to fix everything. So
my point was that Kobe Bryant didn't wake up saying, oh, what a good day to get in a helicopter accident,
Yeah.
Or your friends, and I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just being harsh about the reality, and just facing it and getting through it is the only way.
Absolutely. Well, Hazel, are you going to be inviting any particular speakers or sponsors for the upcoming Lady Asia Power? And maybe Patty would be a great person to to
I
have
saw
part
that.
of that as a
I
sponsor
loved it.
for the Big Lady Asia Power.
I loved it.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to have Patty on board and any other organizations that'd like to partner with us, because our mission is clear. We would like financial inclusion for women globally. Currently, in Asia, we have a problem in that there's a huge poverty problem, and we've only got 15% of women that are involved in entrepreneurship in South Asia. And I love what Martin brought to my attention, that in Japan, women must be seen and not heard. They can attend boardroom meetings, but they can't speak. So we want to talk about this. We want to be the change. We don't want to just have events where we just talk about things and then we don't take action. So people like yourself, Patty, coming on board and supporting us would help us a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the other neat thing too is Patty is such a good talker and unafraid to talk out loud. You know, that is part of the problem with all that stuff, the double clap over the shoulder.
Yes.
And all that. It's like you don't do that anymore, and you know, people snapping their fingers at women and stuff. It's like, I mean,
No tolerance anymore. No tolerance.
dude, it is 2021, bro, and that stuff went out in, like, you know, I don't know, 1990 or 1940 or 1921 actually, or you know, could have gone out in the 1700s for all I care. It's completely unnecessary. So I just thought, since Patty likes to talk, she probably would inspire a lot of other women in Asia during the Lady Asian Power. Am I wrong, Hazel, or does it not seem like African women have such a problem talking? Is there any difference there?
No, there is no difference. And what I love about Patty's show is that women in Africa, even in Asia now, they need legal protection. And sometimes parents pass away and they don't even have a say. Because immediately, culturally, what happens is that the land is taken over by the eldest male figure in the family. So apps like the Miss You Graham and this show can educate people in Africa as well to say, listen, if you are looking at leaving a legacy as well and want to express your feelings and what you want done upon your death, because things are changing, then this is a way to do it, you know? Because now some women own land, and we don't want a situation where just an example is that I passed away and then my land is given to somebody that I did not want to possess that land.
Yeah, just amazing. And I am seeing some breaking news close to home. There in New Jersey is going to close the state's only women's prison following some horrific attacks by guards. So this is again just an example, a direct example of exactly what you're talking about right now, Hazel. A direct example. Patty, what got you started on this with the good, you know, well, not necessarily, I know what got you started on the Goodbye I Love You show was me, but really going back further with Miss You Graham before Marty.
Yes. Pre-Marty, it's funny you say that. That's one of my customers that passed away. And he was somebody that I knew, if you said the word Marty, that too came to mind. And unfortunately, he passed away suddenly one night. He never woke up right before Corona. And his family is my clients. And when it's basically that, the sharing of the stories of the clients that I've sit in my chair and share so candidly, and I saw that the heartwarming and relief and the transformation, being able just to get off their chest, to be able to give that space to allow somebody to talk about their loved one, you know. And I do have a gift for gab, besides that I like to make people look good, and I was able to talk about the good memories instead of focusing on, well, how did they die, you know, like we all know that part. It's more like, oh, like remember that funny story, remember that time, remember that, and just knowing that keeping their legacy going, and also asking, how are you doing, how are you feeling, I saw that just really made a difference in people's life, and I just wanted to create a space for that. And I kept talking about it and kept talking about it, and finally my oldest daughter said,
I know
"Mom,
that's all the time. They remember that time. Remember when he did,
Yes. And then I have customers that said they have a jar of coins that they believe their lost loved one leaves them pennies from heaven. And listen, whatever works for you. I mean, I believe in all that stuff, but that's okay if you don't. I'm just letting you know that, like, everybody wants to. You can't. We're not robots. We're humans, and we're all are going to experience a loss if we haven't already. And we want to be able to talk about it, whether it's for our own well-being or because that person was just so extraordinary that impacted your life, because they're your mom, your friend, or even somebody that you never met before, and you want to give a tribute that they made a difference. Like sometimes it's just personalities, but they or a good book we read, and then you find out that like Dr. Wayne Dyer, for instance, the late Wayne Dyer, when he passed away, I felt like I knew him, and again, creating a space to be able to tribute those people that made a difference in your life one way or another, and also a way to put how you feel. One of my customers told me that she was able to get through the loss of her daughter. This is pre-app. And again, one of the stories that inspired me, by writing a letter to her daughter. And she said, you know what, nobody else sees it, but I know that she sees it, because she believed that her daughter knew what she was writing. And it doesn't matter, because nobody will ever know. It's a mystery of life, right? The point is, it made her feel good. And that's what matters, the results. And I created an Instagram, and I told you, you have to cork me because I'll just keep talking about it.
No, it's fine. This is just a hangout show. So we don't have any speeches or fixed stuff that we have to get through and do. I did want to bring up a photo of the pirate Ryan. So just so folks can see my friend and memorialize him with his life here on Earth. And he certainly is in good hands. And I did write a nice little thing about him that people said was kind of fascinating what I did. So I try not to write too much, but here on my Facebook page, I put him up yesterday. This is his photo, if you guys can see that.
Now that makes sense.
Yes,
The pirate story. I was wondering, that's such a funny picture that you chose, but now I understand that you shared that beautiful story about him doing his show at your restaurant.
Yeah, this is Ryan the pirate, and very well known as a sword master. Yeah, so I put, here is to the handsomest and swashbucklingest entrant to heaven, most recently arriving to enjoy his full and robust life with Christ. Known amongst the humans as dashing, daring, loving, entertaining, cunning, and very skilled as a blade master. Ryan led shows in our restaurant that people adored in 2004 and 2005. Many a night he would partake in any of 30 skits with his lines memorized and practiced in dress rehearsals with my father, Michael Mangello, Drew King, Marion Mangello, and many others. He also was part of the full-length production, The Search for the Golden Albatross. This show was part of the theater at Cold Spring Village, New Jersey, on the second floor of Jersey Sailor Restaurant and Show. When the lights would go down low every hour in the middle of patrons dining in the packed seaside restaurant, people knew something was up. Often arguments would detonate with a fist fight, and then swords were drawn for a carefully executed battle. Ryan would later be featured in many newspapers and on the front page for the precursor of what is today known as pirates. This business plan, and now a chain of swinging one-rope pirates and swashbuckling, was featured in the Privateer Inn business plan. If you visit across the USA, you'll think of Ryan when next at Disney or Orlando, Myrtle Beach, and other locations. We had a kid's dish you could order of hot dogs, and it said on the menu that you would battle with the pirate. Ryan would often go over, and a kid would rock with dogs back and forth that typically snapped onto the wooden floor and broke, which were cleaned up and thrown away. Hands were wet napped, and then the real kid's dinner was served. We were shocked when the National Capital Mall contacted us to open a location in Washington, D.C., as they were so impressed with the restaurant crew and shows. Thank you, Ryan, for inspiring the world. Ryan also took to the open ocean with us on board the tall ship Yankee of Cape May with Captain Dave Franchetta of Key Largo, Florida. He took salt sprit into his eyes and face as good or better than any sea dog would. So this was all done as a precursor to the very famous pirate show. And today, when people see Pirates Voyage and Dinner, they'll know all about this chain. And when you're in there, if you do go in to experience the show, this is the kind of stuff that Ryan did. Just amazing. And to see how far this type of business concept and idea can go. Dolly Parton owns both of these particular locations right now, the famous country music singer Dolly Parton. And, the food and everything that they do for the whole show is just amazing. But in the beginning, when Ryan was doing this, he often was ridiculed by people or considered childish. And what a dumb, thing. I mean, grow up and get a real job and do something realistic with your life as a career. And, sometimes these negative things that people would say, and I'll just stop sharing that now. But honestly, look how far that concept has gone with correct financial backing. So just unbelievable. I'm going to wrap this up today with a couple of final commercials. When we come back, I want to say goodbye with a special gift that I think, Patty, you mentioned you had some kind of special gift or something. So if you wanted to do that when we come back, can you give me just 1 second? We'll run back in here and see what is going on with this surprise gift. Does Hazel get one?
Yes. Well, the surprise gift is going to be mailed to you, but yes, I will show you what it is. I will be right back too.
All right, guys, we'll be back in 1 second.
Awesome.
Join former White House chef Marty Mangello as he brings to life colorful stories about America's presidents and first families that have occupied 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest.
Is when screaming guests are lit on fire inside the White House. So I know that everyone's thinking like, what did he just say?
It's time to be informed and entertained with Inside the President's Cabinet. Visit the website today at www.insidethepresidentscabinet.com.
Alrighty, then we are back, everybody, with Patty Freudenberg from New York, and we still have Hazel Herrington. The storms are all over, and the lightning has stopped. And yes, we have been able to maintain the connection. So thank you so much. I feel blessed for sure that we're able to stay on today. Before we get into your gift and goodbye, Patty, Hazel, did you want to mention anything about the upcoming, I know it was just announced this morning, but the Lady Asian Power Summit coming up? Give us the date.
Okay, so it's on the 18th of August at 6 a.m. EDT, and we're actively looking for sponsors who'd like to sponsor not only the program, the live event, but also sponsor some of the women's empowerment programs, not only in Asia, but in Africa. We are actively empowering women during business workshops in Zimbabwe. Through our organization, Destiny Arise. So onto our website, herringtonpublications.com, and email us at info@herringtonpublications.com, and we look forward to partnering with you. And special thanks to the U.S. Presidential Service Center, who have partnered with us on multiple projects. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and we got to get Patty to come on as a sponsor with Miss You Graham and feature her stuff. Now that we have Patty's commercial, in fact, it's going to start running on all 7 shows. And then the newest show with the 2 attorneys run on there out of New York and New Jersey. Thanks to Tony Marcolini, Esquire, a professor of law at Union University, and also her actual friend that she went to law school with is the other gentleman attorney on the show. So more about that later, but over to you, Patty, with today's surprise.
Well, the surprise is for you and Hazel, a Celebrate mug, which is our company slogan, everyone wants to be remembered, and the butterfly that is always a reminder of the transformation of life. Like Richard Bach said, what the caterpillar called the end of the world, God calls the butterfly. And then on the other side is a picture of the lost loved one. This is my mother-in-law. She passed away over 30 years ago, and guess what? We still miss her every day. And I like to always ask what side are you? If you're right-handed or left-handed? So the person I'm a lefty, so I like to keep her close to my heart. And there's something to be said to hold something. I know you could just look at pictures in a photo album, but when you're having a warm cup of tea or coffee, which we usually have, it's just like that moment that you get with that person, and I've given over 100 away, and you could also purchase them on the website under the Celebrate mug in the menu page. But, as a gesture of my condolences, I like to remember them, and I call them the Celebrate mug because it's to celebrate them and have that moment of time of coffee or tea with your warm welcome. So one for your friend Ryan, and one for your aunt and your uncle, Hazel. And this is from Miss You Graham.
Thank you so much. I'm going to wrap it up and say goodbye to everybody. Keep your eye peeled for another Goodbye I Love You show. If you have somebody and you don't want to come on, or you can always send us a comment like people were from Africa and Finland today. If you would like to be a guest and memorialize somebody, we would love to have you on. But many people have mentioned to me they were too afraid or didn't want to come on. So that's perfectly fine as well. You don't have to come on. And we also do accept the comments to where we'll just mention the person's name. So if you just want to write to us at the Presents Network, we've been more than happy to do that. And thank you again to everybody signing off, and hopefully thunderstorm free.
Bye.